32 years ago
Wow.
at a meeting in South Austin to legalize marijuana.
Yes.
He was a dope-smoking fiend, and now he's just a dope.
Oh, man.
I lived with Bill for 3 years on Sun Hill Bend, and I got to know him fairly well. I'm glad to report that he's overcome that early juvenile same-sex attraction to men, at least after living with me. When I first moved in on Sun Hill, Bill, you had a number of bad habits. He cooked meals and ate them at a table. He took care of his yard and cut his grass on a regular basis. I taught him to ignore his yard and smoke his grass. He drank moderately when I first moved in, and by the time I left, he was a moderate drunk. He saved his money and invested in education. By the time I left, I had educated him to spending his money and investing in booze and women. Well, it wasn't, and your homemade wine was pretty cheap, too. Along with some of those women I recall you dating.
He's right.
When I first moved in, Bill, and you'll confirm this, I told you I'd probably stay about 3 or 6 months. Is that right?
That's right.
But it turned into 3 years because it took that long to be a bad influence on this East Texas boy. I really ask that you consider in tonight's roast that it's not all Bill's fault. He's weak and he's subject to bad peer influence. He ran with a bad crowd in Austin. He consorted with floozies. He even married one. Talking about Jean. He married that floozy later.
Whoa. Oh.
Perhaps the lowest and worst thing that I ever did was to invite Bill and Jean to be the guest in the governor's mansion in 1998 and to meet a really, really bad influence. Do you recall that?
Yeah.
Yes.
That influence? That meeting?
That's George W.
George W. married Laura Bush in the governor's mansion there, and I warned him that George would be there.
It's a bad day, wasn't it?
And you sucked up to George Bush. Oh, he sucked up to George Bush.
Did you hit on Laura too?
I did.
I remind everybody that Bill is subject to